I just find it hard to understand how the Pakistan Taliban can be terrorists in Pakistan's view, but not the Taliban that they support, have close links with in Afghanistan. Surely they're terrorists too in those terms.
But John, look, Pakistan sided with the international coalition, with the United States after 9/11. Pakistan is the country that suffered more than any other coalition partner. In fact, all the coalition partners of US put together, they did not even suffer a fraction of the casualties what this country went through. 80,000 Pakistanis died because we joined this war against the Taliban. Remember, we were the coalition. All the logistical support to fight the Taliban or to dislodge them went through Pakistan. Pakistan was an ally. And the only ally that there was a point we thought we were going down because there were 50 different militant groups attacking the state of Pakistan. And there were different types of Pakistani Taliban. There were no militant Taliban in Pakistan before we joined this coalition. So we were considered collaborators. The old Mujahideen groups who we had trained, financed by the United States, who were fighting the Soviets, they called Pakistan collaborators and targeted us. So this country took the greatest amount of suffering by being part of the coalition. So the reason why the Taliban are back in power is not because of Pakistan. If you want to know the real reason why they're back in power, all you have to do is do an analysis. Why did 300,000 well-equipped Afghan army give up without a fight to 65, 70,000 lightly armed militia? If you go into the details, which we have, that is the reason why the Taliban are back in power. It's not because of Pakistan.
And yet, there is this constant link. I mean, they started off in Pakistan. They had all the support of the ISI, of Pakistan intelligence at the time. I mean, I saw this for myself. And they're now back. And there is a definite sense here that Pakistan has gained because in India, your big opponent has been thrown out of Afghanistan completely, and you're the ones that are benefiting.
But John, look, you must know the situation, and you do know, because you know this part of the world better than others. Pakistan, after the US, Soviets left Afghanistan in '89, and so did the US. Pakistan at the time was left with 5 million refugees. 5 million refugees stayed in Pakistan. After 9/11, there were still 3 million refugees in Pakistan, Afghan refugees, and all of them were Pashtuns. So what happened after the Taliban were dislodged? You must understand what happened. Firstly, all the border along the Pakistan side, what was called FATA, or the tribal areas, there were Pashtun tribes which were split by the Durand line, where there was no border. There was a free flow of people right from the time, since we existed. When the Soviets were in Afghanistan, this is from where the whole jihad was launched, because there's no border there. And it's 2,600 kilometers of border between two countries. This is the first time since my government we fenced 90% of it. So what happened was, the tribes this side, it wasn't because of Taliban ideology, it was Pashtun ethnicity, the Pashtun nationalism, that they sided with the Afghan Taliban. They ceased to be Taliban, they became Pashtun, which always has happened throughout history. The 80-year history of British in the tribal areas of Pakistan, throughout the 80 years, there was some part or the other, there was fighting going on. There were more British soldiers that died in Waziristan than in the whole of India. So this turned against Pakistan after the moment we sided with the with the coalition, they turned against us. And that's how we lost 80,000 people here. So there were 50 different groups operating against us. So what was Pakistan doing? And ISI. Number job was to protect our own people. So, like the US in the last 3 years, they did a deal with the Taliban, not to attack the US. You know that in Afghanistan they did a deal with them, that they were not supposed to attack the US. Similarly, Pakistan was doing deals with the various groups not to attack us. So amongst them were Pakistani Taliban too. There was a Waziristan Accord in 2006. There was a Shakai agreement in 2007 with different groups. And since Afghan Taliban were not attacking Pakistan, so they had an agreement that they wouldn't do anything. It's not the same as backing them. It's just that not taking military action against them. When I met President Ghani, I went specially to see him. Because we did not think the Taliban would be able to take over. We thought there would be a protracted civil war. So we were desperately trying to get some political settlement. And I said, I will do everything except taking military action against them. Tell us what we will do, we will try and convince them. And we did everything. Unfortunately, they would not accept President Ghani.